just let me rock you. I know you want more, cause I'm gonna rock you. Just like before, you wanna rock you. Before letting go, just let me rock you. I know you want more, cause I'm gonna rock you. Just like before, I'm saying rock you. You already know I'm gonna rock you. Before the chart even goes, just let me rock you. I know you want more, cause I'm gonna rock you. Just like before, I'm saying bye now. Like this must be the floor, but I just front ran you like I'm buying a
All right. Hello, Tick. Well,
Yes, yes,
that was a
yes,
sensation I don't want to go through again.
yes. Yeah, I've got my little cat Danish here with me. He says hello.
Hello, Danish. Danish.
He loves. I think you've seen the pictures how he always comes up into my
Yeah.
lap.
Danish is like, what the hell's going on? Who's
Yeah,
this
he's
kid?
pressing scroll on the keyboard. What are you doing?
Yes, I'm
He's
gonna
so
play
funny.
some music. I made a new song. Hold on. This
Oh,
is I
nice.
haven't
Yes.
listened to it. It's with my voice.
No way.
I'm diving in the crypto pool, yeah, I'm feeling bold. Got my keys in the vault and my heart's pure gold. From the
I
mempool
don't
to the
like this
stars, I'm
one.
riding this flow. Yeah, my
I
top
had a
trade,
better
baby.
one. Hold on. Here we go. This one I didn't like. Sounded too AI. So this one is my voice that I hooked up, right? So is it this one?
I'm diving in the crypto pool, yeah, I'm feeling bold.
That wasn't it. Well, I had a better one. Here we go. Here we
Yeah.
go. This one's better. Yeah.
Bullish
I make
on
some
you,
coffee.
yeah. I'm diving in the crypto pool, yeah, I'm feeling bold. Got my keys in the vault and my heart's pure gold. From the mempool to the stars, I'm riding the flow. You're my top trade, baby, let the whole world know. Candlesticks are burning green across the screen. You're my boring fantasy, living out my dream. No rug pulls here, just a vibe so true. I'm stacking all my love, cause I'm bullish on you. Oh, the charts are spiking and I'm feeling the heat. We'll fall in love on this blockchain beat. You're my rare man one, I can't ignore. Give me that DeFi love, I'm ready for more. Bullish on you, I'm all in, no doubt. You're my crypto sparkle, what this card's about. From the lows to the highs, we're riding it through. Oh, darling, I'm bullish. So bullish on you. Bullish on you, yeah. Got my nodes connected, yeah, we're sinking tight. You're my hash collision, sparkling in the night. We're staking our love in this digital race. Every block's a promise written face to face. No FOMO in my soul, I'm playing it smart. You're my long-term hold deep inside my heart. From the wallet to the moon, we're breaking the rules. In this funky crypto game, I'm bullish on you. Oh, the charts are spiking and I'm feeling the heat. You'll fall in love on this blockchain beat. You're my rare man one, I can't ignore. Give me that DeFi love, I'm ready for more. Bullish on you, I'm all in, no doubt. You're my crypto sparkle, what this heart's about. From the lows to the highs, we're riding it through. Oh, darling, I'm bullish. You're my private key, unlocking my trust. Let's hold on this love till the markets go bust. To the moon. Bullish on you, I'm all in no doubt. You're my crystal spark, what this heart's about. From the lows to the highs, we're riding it through. Oh darling, I'm bullish. So bullish on you. Bullish on you, yeah. So let's find this love on a blockchain tonight. Immutable forever, yeah, it feels so right. From the Genesis blood to the stars we'll flew. Baby, I'm bullish. Forever bullish on you. Bullish on you.
Yeah, did you like that, Tick?
Oh yes, yeah, that was slapping.
I was
I
actually singing in these lyrics, but my voice is so hoarse right now, so these
uh
higher notes were actually pretty hard to reach. And so, oh, here we go. I don't want to do it again. Stop.
I'm
Sorry,
done.
it was on repeat. Yeah, so it was kind of hard for me to do. I spent like a good 2 hours singing, and it didn't.
I'm
Sorry,
done.
it was on repeat. Yeah, so it
huh.
was kind of hard for me to do. I spent like a good 2 hours singing, and it didn't get better at one point, so I just stopped.
Oh
But what do you think
man.
about the vibe? Should I change it? I know you always have a different view on things. Oh, let's welcome
I
everybody in the room first. Hello, everybody. Good to see you here on a Saturday. Good morning. Good morning.
yes.
Right. We are talking about some market, but we're going to do a big part of it is going to be content creation, song creation, using AI for where to get it, right? For a decent price because it's also very pricey. What's new? And Tick can really help us out with that. But Tick just lost the plot and is now back into the audience, reconnecting.
Yes.
I do have some coffee. I'm
I'm gonna do this.
do a round trip. Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I sound
Okay,
a little
cool. I'm
right. I'm
cool. I
trying to get better at this.
barely
Yes,
missed the beat.
there's Tick.
Sorry about that. I barely had to skip out. The what happened? Oh, I had joined from my phone because I wanted to make
Mm,
sure the space wasn't like displaying properly for me. I
yeah,
wanted to make sure that everything was like locked
yeah,
in. And in the process of doing
absolutely.
that, I booted myself. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I only
that
missed a
happens.
second. But hey, great to see everyone. Thank you for joining us. All the
Yes, good
weekend
morning.
warriors. It's so cool to
Yeah,
see the people that showed up today.
yeah.
Aubrey, Ape of the Hill, Crypto Bud, Style X, and then Newbie looks like
Silver.
a new face. I don't recognize them, but and then Dead KOLs
Seen
is always
before.
coming through. Newbie, are you familiar with them?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen him
Oh, okay,
in this space before.
very cool. Well, thank you for
Um,
showing up, you guys. That's so cool. That's awesome.
Absolutely. On a Saturday, we've
Yeah.
been kind of, thinking about maybe not having the spaces in the weekend, but I think we do have some time to talk about other stuff than just new tokens and new projects. And
Mm-hmm.
I think Saturday would be a great day for to talk about how to create better content and what you're going to do with your brand, right? And how to possibly monetize that. Looking at different ways of monetizing using your X account, and I'm not talking getting monetized by X because X payout is actually quite low. And though it's enjoyable if you have it and you're interacting, right, that's all fine. But it's not like a good. It takes a lot of energy for the money you get back out of it, and I think we can do better and more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So with that said, I do want to harp back to this song because I kind of need to remaster, starting to get in the file. So did you like all that? So
yeah.
when you dropped off, I
Mm-hmm.
was kind of asking you for some feedback, maybe on
Yes.
the
Yes.
vibe of the
Yes. No,
song. Maybe
I
I
made
should
it.
go to something else.
I was through it. I did make it through, and when I was trying to respond is when I realized that I was that I had booted myself. But the yeah, no, the I'm bullish on you. The vibe is great. I'm trying to think of I there was nothing that I noticed that like stuck out to me where I was thinking like, ooh, I would change this. So Yeah, but at the same time, I wasn't listening it with that type of an ear. I was kind of just vibing with it, and I was like, "Oh, this is funny," and I was kind of going along with it. So, yeah, as
Well,
far as
it proves to be all right, but should it be like a heavier beat or something? Should it be any different? I'm kind of trying to feel my vibe with the
because it's kind of
songs.
lighthearted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know. I kind of I was going through. It's funny because I was just going through some of my creations on that app, and
yeah,
when I was doing it, as I was looking at some of them, I was like, oh, I wish I had done that differently, or I wish I'd done that differently,
yeah,
which is kind of like
yeah.
always the case. It's like when you go back and hear something like 2 months later, it's like you kind of evolve as a person, and when you go back and
You
see the
do.
what your creation from 2 months ago was, you
You get
feel
better.
like
Yeah.
you feel light
Hopefully.
years away from that person. You're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I've grown and matured so much in these last 2 months. That's a completely different person than who made that song, and that's kind of the thought process that goes along with it. Whether how true that
Yeah,
is,
well, I
yeah.
kind of feel that when you make your songs, right? And of course, we have this glitch with your own voice listening back, right?
Hmm.
But with you, I can really, when you made What's the Ticker, I could really sense that it's you, your voice. I can connect this. And somehow I feel that even though I sang for like 2 hours, does it sound like me?
No, no.
That's, that's crazy because I sang it for 2 hours
Jeez.
with a pitch correction. Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Like
auto.
over and over again.
Which, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I do like the beat though, and the vibe. Um, yeah, the I'm bullish on you thing. I will. I'm not gonna lie. I do. The other one that you had done was so damn funny. The one thing about it is it goes into the other song, the one that was God, how does it go? Let me know if you want to add some more DJ and flair.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. You want me
what's
to? Yeah, let's play that
that one's
one.
got a high energy. Um,
Yeah,
thing.
but that gives a different vibe. I can take that vibe from there and put it on this one. Hold on.
I'm
Mm.
bullish on. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what the
It's like I wanna rock you, right? The rock pool song.
yeah, yeah, that one was fun. That I don't know why that one cracks
Oh,
me
because it's a Euro dance.
up.
Look, here, we're
Yeah.
gonna listen to it.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
I'm
such a
deep in the day, X chasing
catchy
that
beat.
glow. Moonbag dreams, watch my tokens all grow. Gas feet steam, but I'm riding the hype. FOMO's got me clicking at 3 a.m. right. Mimicoin fever, I'm a DJ supreme. Chilling on X, living life for the memes. Talk to all ride, green candles, my muse. But a rug's on the corner and I'm bound to lose. Slippage hitting hard and I'm
This
slipping too
part,
fast. Pulling my soul, but the thrill's gonna
that's
last.
so
Set my
passionate.
face in the contrast to
Yeah.
lie. Still I'm diving head first, cause I'm that kind of guy. Just wanna run you all night long. Pumping you
Oh,
on
that's
the
funny.
phone and the floor is where we're on. Crypto DJ style, yeah, we chase that
So that's more Euro dance EDM banger, right?
Yeah, that one's definitely got a vibe.
Yeah, it's kind of a seductive yet ridiculous club vocalist like Pitbull meets
Yeah.
something else. That was
Yeah.
basically.
So, and oh man, I was thinking of doing some remixes for What's the Ticker?
Yeah.
I always get inspiration at the weirdest times, and I was like trying to fall asleep, and I was like reimagining the What's the Ticker, but in different styles. One, I can't, I should have, I remember I was thinking, I was like, oh, I should write some of these down. But one I was thinking that I can remember off the top of my head was like a Nora Jones styled. Are you familiar with Nora Jones? She does
Oh yeah, very much. Yeah,
the one
yeah,
don't know why I didn't
yeah.
come, and so it's
But
like
then what's the ticker?
yeah, 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 something like a piano, like lounge music, like cocktail bar
Jazz.
type
It's
of
jazz
vibe,
you're looking for.
but with the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
lyrics of the what's the ticker. And when I can't do it, I can't imagine it in my head right now, but when I'm like falling asleep for some reason, my brain in that state just can like visualize and hear these things better. And I was like, kind of cracking up to myself, like I was like, oh, that's a good one. So those are some ideas I definitely want to explore. I don't know why in the middle of the day or in the morning like this, that inspiration just sort of leaves me. It's like I need to do something boring. I was listening to somebody recently, and they were talking to somebody that's kind of has the same issue I do, the low attention span, always looking for like a thrill type of thing, like that degen thing, and they were telling this person, because what the person was saying, basically they were coming off as like, oh well, there's not enough excitement in crypto now, and there's not enough excitement. And the guy that he was talking to was like, you know what you need to do? He's like, you need to sit down and watch like a 3 hour like history documentary, like just get yourself bored out of your mind like completely, and so that you can start doing something productive, that maybe you get a fire lit inside of you, get some inspiration, get yourself so freaking bored that you just are forced to start creating. And like when I heard him say that, you've mentioned that same sort of like approach, like going and sitting in a different corner of the room, or like sitting in a different chair than you normally do something to make yourself uncomfortable in order to make your brain start thinking differently. And that's how you start the process of reprogramming. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah, I
No, but
like
it's
that. Do
exactly
something
what you need
boring
to
to,
do,
yeah, do
right?
something boring.
Yeah. Well, in
Tune
other
out.
words,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to give up. Sometimes you just when you think that the day is too long ahead, give up. Go outside, sit somewhere, give up. Tell yourself I'm giving up. I'm anything that's going to be planned is not going to be done. And then
Mm-hmm.
sit still for a minute. Boom, inspiration. Because our brains are not made to be idle.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment that you try to force things and it's not working out, give up. Simply give up. Everybody's talking about giving up being a bad thing, that you need to fight, fight, fight. But that fight mode and trying to wrestle with your day and the things that you need to do is somehow not working for you, is it? So sometimes you need to give up, like, all right, cool, I'm in the wrong direction. I'm just going to give up. I'm going to sit somewhere. And then all of a sudden, thoughts will come to your mind. You'd be like, oh, okay, you get into that zone again, right? Get some inspiration back.
Mm-hmm.
And that giving up, it's not really giving up, it's giving in. You're going more into a flow, and you need to start getting back into that flow in order to be creative again, or do things in your day that got to be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
And be productive like that. And so yeah, it's more like you need to come back into your flow. And some people have the feeling like, yeah, but then I'm giving up. And it's like, well,
Right.
what's wrong with giving up? Do it. Let's see
Right.
what happens. Fuck around, right?
Some
Yeah.
days, you, I don't know if you have this too, where you have so much inspiration, there's not enough hours in the day. I hate some days I'll have just an endless stream. It's like everything I do, I'm like, ooh, and that's a good idea, and then like it just keeps like a domino effect that keeps like snowballing. And it's like, I'm like making myself like late for appointments and stuff, because I'm like, okay, no, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, and then next thing I know, 30 minutes have gone by because I'm working on something that I'm
Yeah.
trying to create. It's
Well,
a creative processes, but definitely
yes.
something you can lose yourself in. It's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And when you are in that stage, that's when you are in your flow.
Hmm.
That's almost like it feels like you're getting divine inspiration.
Right. Yeah.
And
Being
you were just
divinely
doing it. And
guided. I
it's like,
remember
oh my God,
you used the
yes,
word
yes.
divinely guided, just going with
Yeah.
the flow rather than trying to control everything, or whatever. And there is like a, when you're trying to force something, it's like you are trying to like control, whatever it is, your reality. And you're like, oh man, why can't I think of anything creative? Like God, and there's just this roadblock. It's like maybe because your purpose is to be doing something else right now, and so you're just physiology is not letting you. So yeah, go, bore yourself, get yourself, good and bored, or focus on something else in order to, just doing that, diverting your attention even can sometimes,
Yes.
bring up some more inspiration, something else that you wouldn't even otherwise have expected, or even tried, but inadvertently, because you're doing something that were forced to, or whatever. It's like all of a sudden all these ideas are coming to you, like, shit, why didn't I think of that before? That these sorts of things happen to me, where it's like,
Okay, so,
yeah.
so neurologically, what happens is that we have states that we are in, right,
Mm,
in our brain, and it's like frequencies we're moving in and out.
mm-hmm,
And in your alpha state, you're pretty much aware of everything, and that's where that fighting cessation comes up. Like, I need to do this, and because that's a big part of that, what we call the logic brain, the conscious
mm,
mind.
mm-hmm,
And so when you go sit down and do nothing, that's when you stop being in there, and then slowly more descending into something more like a theta state. And in these theta states, that's when you get divinely inspirational.
mm,
And also that's where you actually, sometimes before you go to bed is that theta state as well. And then when you go to bed, we all have like this story that we kind of like to imagine before we go to sleep.
mm-hmm.
right? Something, and it's always something that we like to have played out, something maybe in your day or maybe in the future.
Mm.
And so you really get to know yourself by looking at, okay, there was uh, points in my life where I had this story every night before going to bed in
Yeah.
one way or the other.
Yeah.
And that changed, right, over time.
Yeah.
That changed, yes. And so a lot of people don't talk about it because you think you're the only one who does this before you
Yeah.
go to sleep, but that's
Mm.
not true. Everybody in one shape or form does this. And pay attention, because if you can influence that imaginary scenes that
Mhm.
you are
Mhm.
going through before you go to bed,
Yeah.
right, you will actually the next day start to see weird things happening related to that. And
Manifestation. Right.
yes, and we call those
Right.
synchronicities.
Yeah.
And it's nothing more than you telling yourself, like, okay, this is what I want because my imagination is playing out this story.
Yeah.
So also, if you see that story where I was talking about this with a girlfriend of mine, a few years ago already, but it really stood out, that conversation.
Mhm.
And so we were talking about this, and she was like, what are you imagining? And I was like really being honest about what I was imagining. And she said, yeah, I'm always imagining that, I have, I fall in love and stuff, right? And she really wanted a partner at that time. And she said, yeah, but somehow it's always in a different country.
Huh.
And I was like, that's interesting because, months ago you told me, how am I meeting all these men that are all moving either to a different country or living in a different country?
Yeah.
And I was like, look, you're imagining it yourself. I mean, it's part of your story.
Yeah.
So is there anything in you that is not ready to have a relationship because you're distancing, you're creating a lot of distance, right? A whole different country or
Right,
moving.
right, right. I've
And the
seen that
crazy
pattern
thing
in other
is,
ways. Yes, yes.
yes,
Where it's like no
yes,
matter how hard they try, everyone that they're attracted to, just there's a wall. There's some
yeah,
that's
distance.
preventing them
And she
from
was
do. Oh, I would do
literally,
this if I could, but there's always this
yeah.
in the way, and it's like no, you're doing that to yourself, and we're we see
But if
it.
you pay attention to the imaginary scene that you're going through before you go to sleep, right? These things that you're imagining, that is actually a reflection of you in the moment. And so, but by talking about it with her, she really started to get like big eyes. She was like, "Oh my God, it's me. I'm picking them." And I was like, "Yes,
Mm,
because you want to, because maybe you feel uncomfortable somewhere.
yeah.
So you got to really look for that and fix it."
Well,
And
we
as soon
want.
as she got a grip on that,
Mhm.
it went great, right?
Yeah, that's the psychology of wanting what you can't have as well.
Yes.
Maybe that she was attracted or drawn to that because she didn't. It was giving her a rush because of the fact that like, oh, I can't have this, and oh, I wish I could, and it's that
Well, what she
emotional.
kind of wanted was the relationship, but also very much the safety and comfort of her own self and what she's doing.
Right, right,
And
right.
so,
She wanted her
these
cake
men
and
were
eat it too.
were all
Yeah,
fun, yeah, but they were gonna go away again, so she didn't need to bother with the
exactly,
responsibility of a
exactly.
relationship,
No
right? So
commitment. Yeah,
yeah, no commitment.
damn.
So I was like, yeah, you're doing it. Just he's like, oh my God, I am imagining that literally. And I
Mm,
was like, yes, that's where we should start then, to explore yourself in this way. What am I imagining in that story? And because it's always somehow the same story that you do every night, and it changes over time, right? But it has a few narratives that you are running, and that is your story. And that is the story that you subconsciously are holding about things.
mm-hmm.
And so, if you want to change that, there are multiple ways to change that. But a good way to change that is to be more, when you are imagining these things, to lead that scene a little bit better. Like, oh no, I don't want that guy to be in some other country. Let's start to imagine now, like somebody really wants to be with me and grow something in my area where we can actually do that, and then have that play out. And when she did that, she told me like, I really felt uncomfortable in my imaginary scene. I was like, yes, because you
Mm,
don't want it, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, I can let it go now and just to be myself and do myself. And I said, yeah, right. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. Yeah. So if you want to change it, and there's going to be some uncomfortable, because if you're going to change big things in that imaginary scene, if you've never been rich before, it's very hard to imagine yourself living in a mansion with everything you got. Maybe that makes you feel uncomfortable,
Mm,
right? So now you know why you're not a millionaire, because it makes you feel uncomfortable in some areas. And then you just got to practice that imagination to get used to being that millionaire living in that mansion
mm,
and it being normal for you. because that's the only way to accept the reality when it comes, if it's safe and normal for you, because your subconscious mind, your and that is 95%, your primal self is there to keep you safe. So that it's there to keep you in your comfort zone as much as possible,
Mm,
and just be on repeat with things, because it's what we learned, so it's what we do. We're very comfortable. So in order to practice you dealing better with money, for instance, so some people is like, yeah, well, I'm always giving away money and I make the money easy, but I always feel like I need to give it away. Like if somebody comes with a problem, I always feel obliged to pay for them, or to um, pay the bill because they're going through a hard time. And
mm-hmm.
some, yeah, it leaves me with nothing. And I was like, yes. All right, so now you're going to practice before you go to bed in that imaginary scene, that you are saying no, and then you see your money growing, you're stacking up, you feeling comfortable with that, you feel comfortable with saying no, and realize that somebody else has can also have a good experience without you stepping in and
Mm.
being responsible for somebody else in this way.
Yeah. Sorry to sidetrack,
Yeah, we
but
went off in a
I,
rabbit hole here.
yeah, I
Okay.
was kind of looking at some things. ESX, so it's had a nice pullback. ESX, let me see. So a nice pullback point. So it's at 1.8 cents. Is that right? Am I looking at the right chart? Because I've pulled up a couple. I've pulled up a clone chart
Zero
for.
point 0.018 to
Yeah, yeah,
147 is what it's
right.
trading on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what I
Well,
saw. So
I
from
have
down from 2.5. So the other day when I asked Grok, I was like, "What would a good entry be?" And I mean, believe me, I understand that this isn't like science, but I just like to ask the AI
sure.
models just to see what
Well,
the
yeah.
AI model says, to
Support
see
zone.
how
Yeah.
good the AI is getting at answering these
Yeah.
questions as well. Because I can't wait for the day that the response that I get is something that's actually like, really valuable. But it
Yeah.
was saying, anything below 2.5 cents is like a great entry. And then it fell down to
Yeah.
2.15. And I was like, oh, maybe, blah, 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 but I'll keep
Maybe
watching
here.
it.
No.
Yeah. And then now
So
it's fallen another 20% since then. I'm like, whoa, that's
there is
quite
a
the
big
pullback.
support zone, a big bull zone. The
Mm-hmm.
bulls are there, a
Yeah.
buy zone here. There is a big support at that 0.016929.
Mm.
That's where the wick went was kind of like a double bottom, and we see a bullish continuation happening here with a bullish divergence on the RSI, especially on the 3 hour. It's insane. This thing is going to sprint,
Yeah,
and
well, yeah,
so
I'm very bullish on it just in general. It's just that these types of movements are always like remarkable, or
yeah,
like worth mentioning just because it's like definitely there's unusual movement going on here. It's like in my head I would be thinking that this thing would be just running, and especially with the way that some of these candles look on the one
oh
that
yeah.
some of these candles are like holy hell, like this project is going to go to the moon, but
Also,
I'm just wondering
it's
what's
moving
taking so
against
long.
the market. It's moving
Mm,
against the market,
mm,
right? Because Bitcoin is in the green. Most of I see a lot that are being in the green. This one pumped against before Bitcoin started this pump. This Estate X token started to pump already,
mm-hmm.
like not caring at all about dominance of Bitcoin. So, and young tokens can do that, right? They can escape that dominance a little bit quicker because they have no resistance that is like hard resistance in the chart, because the
Right,
chart is too
right,
young. And
right.
but also that goes also for it also has little support in the chart. So I'm seeing that support on in the volume. There's a ton of volume in that price range of the point oh 0.016. And so I took my entry, the second entry, right, for a swing trade um, on 17.5, so 0.017. That's where I took it all the way up to that 25, right? So that was a good rip. But this token can do so much more, right? So there, I do have a DCA strategy. Actually, my average here is unbelievable. I have such an average here
Uh-huh.
that I'm just too bullish. Uh,
Nice.
0.0078 for two. So I already killed zeros here.
Yeah.
Bag is up massive, right? So, but I'm just DCAing more. I'm DCAing more for this one. The reason why Grok is saying any 2.5 cents is good, it's because of the previous all-time high and the price pump it did initially. Because I see where that landed, and so I see that Grok is trying to figure out where the biggest volume was
Right.
in selling, and there's a red candle there, and so it kind of hooks on that, I think, but that's all speculation. The chart looks really, really good. Can it retouch that point 0.017 again? It could, but I see that 3 hours
Oh,
is
the
a little bit
support
more.
is crazy. Yeah, on the 3 hour,
Yeah,
it's like a
but
horizontal line. Like it's almost like a
yeah,
completely flat line because every time it hits
yeah,
that support, it's like nope,
yeah.
nope, nope, and it
Bulls
just keeps.
bulls are
And it's
buying.
like,
Bulls are buying.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like razor sharp. It's like, damn, dude, like
Yes,
that's some
FOMO.
wild.
That should tell you there's a shit ton of FOMO. Now I want you to go to the 1 hour because I'm going to teach you something here, and that's why I'm thinking big price squeeze up, right? So look at it RSI, the stochastic RSI in the
Mm-hmm.
1 hour, which I think for this chart is a
Oh,
little bit more accurate.
mm.
See what it's doing here? That
We're gonna have
coiling.
a golden. We're gonna have a golden cross down there, and then it's gonna rally. Is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, on the 1 hour, and then the stochastic, it's coiling.
Down at the bottom.
No, it's
Oh,
coiling right in the middle.
what am I? Oh, I see how it's staying
On
within
the
that
hour,
range. Forgive me. Okay, yeah. Now I see it. Mm-hmm.
that coiling, what you see in a stochastic RSI, that's volatility coming in.
Mm.
This is just people are like, oh, I need to be out. Other people are like, shit, I need to get in this
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
That is what you're seeing here is FOMO. That coiling is FOMO.
And
Backs are
we'll
being
see
bought.
like a squeeze and a breakout basically
Yeah,
as
let me because I like to see, and this is where I like to use when you see that coiling
mm-hmm.
happening
The super guppy.
on that 1 hour, right? Where am I? Shit, I need to go back to this. I was like looking up Bitcoin. You go to your indicator, and then we're gonna toss a Bollinger Awesome
Oh
Alert by
yeah.
F1.
To see the momentum.
Yeah, price
Yeah.
squeeze. See, this is
Yeah.
where you see the. Okay, now I want you to show the people because
Mm-hmm.
we are on the live stream. Hello, people on YouTube. Hello,
Bollinger
people on. Yeah.
bands, correct?
No, you
Or
do. This is the Bollinger,
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Bollinger, and
Uh-huh.
it's the Awesome Alert R1.
Oh,
That's the
okay,
one
okay.
we want.
I've never used that
Yes.
one. Let me see.
Well, that's the one that is bullish. Look,
Let's see this.
because it
Ooh.
gives you clear, yeah, it gives you buy sell signals on the Bollinger Band. Now, I do not like to trade on a Bollinger Band. I'm just putting it on here to confirm what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You see this price squeeze?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what that coiling was telling you. And it
Wow.
was very tight, and that's what the coiling is. So if you see that coiling, put on your
Yeah.
Bollinger Bands to see if that's the case, if that confirms what you're
Wow.
seeing, right? So that's basically, you guys, that's what we use indicators for. We see a pattern. We look at that maybe in RSI, right, as another technical, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm starting to see things.
Then you
And then what
confirm
you
it.
do is you use a an indicator that can help you confirm what you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing, so that you are doubling up on, you have some evidence for what you're seeing, because you're always looking for evidence in the chart for you to make the trade.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
so this is bullish. I think we're going to break to the upside again. And so yeah, that's where we're at with this one. I think it's just taking a break. Maybe there will be a wick down. So if I was looking to buy, I would still have an order on the 17, 16, 17, maybe even, just in case there is somebody who gets tired of this sideways move and then just want to buy his back there, right? That's what happens.
Mm.
So yeah. Looking very good. Of course, if you guys don't know what we're talking about Estate X,
Oh yeah.
and the ticker is ESX. It is a blockchain, a native token for a blockchain that is specially built to incorporate crypto and real estate. For you to tokenize your house, for mortgages to be taken away from banks and being put into crypto. So that is going to be the next step that crypto is going to take. Let's see. Um, when are they going live?
I this I just pulling up the StyleX page too. Speaking of X things, and it's still sitting at
Hmm.
8.7K market cap,
Yeah.
42.7% along the way bonded. I'm like, let's bond this thing, you guys. I I'm like so
That
del-
is, you got to hustle for the volume, and it's a fight to get the volume now because
wh-
the market is Bitcoin is doing some.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe when Monday rolls around, like 4 a.m. on Monday, China randomly just buys a huge bag of Style X. That would be awesome. We would just wake up and it's at like a 1.5 million market cap.
Yeah.
That'd be that's what I want to see. But yeah, so the Estate X, you said that they're doing their what are they doing? Because they just did their launch a few weeks ago, but they have something new coming
Okay.
up.
Yeah. So the thing is that the ESX token and blockchain are distinct from Ethereum Shanghai upgrade to Chapella, which occurred in 23. It is unrelated to EstateX, a similar naming EstateX. So that's not the one. If you're looking for something, there is something with a different ticker out there that can. So let me just. I was kind of trying to fish up the market cap so I can mention it.
If you do want the real one, if you go on the Estate X website, which
Yeah,
is
I'm just
Estate
saying
X,
it because it's crazy. A fully diluted valuation.
uh huh.
So there's 6.3 billion tokens are in circulation, estimated at 86 million, 120 million based on current price ranging. And so look, this is early. This is a blockchain for real estate. This is a layer one blue chip coin for under 200 million. This is a steal. This is a steal, right? Even SAE sits on a billy, right? So this is a steal. This thing can go to 10, 20 billies in a heartbeat. It is in test right now, even though the token is tradable. And so, EstateX is a blockchain based platform focused on real estate tokenization, allowing users to invest in fractionalized real estate assets using cryptocurrency. It aims to make real estate investments accessible, transparent, and compliant with regulations, because that was always the problem, right? You have these regulations and rules in countries around real estate that was very hard to connect with crypto, but they did it. So it is the native token, utility token for the StateX ecosystem, used for transactions, governance staking, and access platform features like buying tokenized property shares. And it operates initially on the Binance Smart Chain with bridges to Ethereum and Solana. So they basically what they did is they made that whole ecosystem for their layer one. Um, with the best, because they have to kind of make their own blockchain, because then they can have the best features geared towards especially that real estate, because you cannot do that on any blockchain. Try to do it before, but it's hard because not every country uh, deals with blockchains, right? Or they do deal with it in a different way. So it's a layer one blockchain. It's on layer one real world asset. So RWA tokenization, and the test net is already full on right now, and the main net is to follow. And I heard saying quarter three, quarter four for that. So wait for that to happen, right? It's crazy.
Hmm.
So you can go to estatex.eu.
Yeah.
The exchanges are Maxi, HDX, and Coinbase. And the socials
And
are
Kraken.
Twitter.
That's
Kraken
yeah.
as well. Sorry, yeah,
Uniswap,
Kraken.
Radium, Mexi, HTX, Kraken. It's on
Yes,
all those
Kraken.
exchanges.
Oh yeah, it's going to be on more
Hmm.
exchanges, right?
That's another
So
bullish indicator. When it's listed
look,
on everything, it's like, oh, okay.
give me a blockchain under 200 mil. Where?
Uh huh.
Where?
Yeah.
Crazy early. So that is just, I'm so bullish on it because also Tether, Steve from
Yeah.
Tether, right, is backing all of this too.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy. It's such a good team too. They work together so well. So don't listen to me. Go to an AMA. It's on their page. They do frequent AMAs so that you get to discover what this is about and maybe what it could be for you and your house, or if you're looking to buy a house, because that can be tokenized as well. And so, yeah, do your own research. Listen to an AMA. Put it on 1.5 speed so it doesn't maybe suck up a lot of your time, right? And start to see if that is something you want to add to your portfolio. It's in my upside potential dark horse blockchains that I have on there together with CE. And so, yep, I was very bullish to get that one straight in the portfolio. I am. This is a gem, right?
Mm,
This is a gem if I ever saw one. Yeah, chart
yeah.
looks like hella bullish too. This can rip. Here you can do it with a layer one. It's hard to do. It's hard to do with 20x with Solana at the moment. But
Yeah.
this token can go easily to $5 from here. Great upside potential, massive, right? Especially
Hmm.
when it's off season and they are main with their blockchain. Holy hell! Just don't
Yeah.
ape life savings. Be responsible with your portfolio, right? That's it. So let's quickly go to Bitcoin before we got Zach who wants to come up.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
who you are,
And then
but
Pad
let's.
SC is rocking the new Ape of the Hill NFT collection,
Yes,
PFP. So
yes,
yeah, props to you guys. I'm digging those the little monkey, the pixel art monkey NFTs. Those turned out pretty good. They have a really classic aesthetic to them. So nice work, you
yeah. I
guys.
love it.
Uh,
I love it. So I was saying this morning, when we were a little bit low, that we could see a little bit of a pump depending on volume. We looked really good, right? But yeah, there is weekend volume, you guys. So this is instead of moving on the trend line that we taken and then lost, we are moving slightly under it. This is like not a good zone to be in, right? We got to hodl here very hard in order to make or break it here. Let me look at the 2 hour then. If yeah, this 2 hour looks already topped out. There's absolutely low volume in the market. I can tell the dominance is still high because I'm looking at ETH and the rest of the market, even though they are all kind of holding either above or close under their prices, right? It's not, so that could be bullish because I think the market believes Bitcoin, at least for today. I'm not sure how that is going to work out tomorrow. But these things tend to have like a little squeeze of their own. And I see this price squeeze is coming. It's just not quite there yet. So I'm thinking that's going to happen in tomorrow in the afternoonish, right? And then I'm bullish on Monday, but tomorrow we gotta see. We gotta see because that RSI in the daily starts to look like it has the flu. So we gotta be careful. All right. So what's the next zone that we're looking for? If we're losing this floor here, we go back to 106.8, and then we have that middle flag that I kind of wanted Bitcoin to move in because that would be a harder price squeeze going sideways. But yeah, all right, that happened. That's the 105.2. And then we have the middle of the channel. This is like the flag. And then we have the middle of the channel. And when it moves there, then we go back all the way to that 102, right? And then the bottom of the channel is all the way at 95 then. So 95, 96. So yeah, well, before we get to 95, 96, we have to fall through a few floors, right? So I'm not expecting us to hit that bottom channel, even though it can, because the technicals tells me there is room on the other side to the downside for it to do so. So we got to keep that in the back of our minds, right? For me, that's like a 35% scenario against a 65 more bullish scenario. But yeah, we got to do what we see in the charts, right?
mm.
We cannot make anything. We cannot just be bullish. There's no reason to be. And for now, I see no reason to be bullish and go over that trend line. We take that trend line because we got that trend line here is on, it's not that high. It's on 108.4, right? So it's a little tricky here, but we should have been above 108.5 to really confirm that trend line as support, and we didn't, right? So, yeah. We'll see. I think we're gonna pump next week. If we are, then we'll look at that time because some things has changed on the RSI, which I need to do new calculations onto how high can we go?
Mm.
Jesus Christ! I had Chinese lessons this afternoon. I'm glitching ever since. Like how.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So when I say how, it's like how. Crazy. Let's welcome some people. Hello,
Yes.
Zach. Good to meet you. Good morning.
Wild&Tic, how are you? Much love,
Hey,
much
good
respect.
morning.
Uh, we're keeping eyes on we're day traders. There's a large 24-hour space that we do. I'm not marketing for them. I just hang out there. But well, in general, as traders, we're waiting for the outcomes for next week. He said on the close, well not the close, but Friday end of day, that they have a meeting scheduled with Ukraine early next week, and the call didn't go so great with Russia. And then recently they had moved into Syria for crypto expansion, but that's just before Microsoft said after close on Thursday or Friday that they'd be pulling up all of their services there because of political instability and
Wow.
potential conflict. So Microsoft has been there for 25 years, and the last time this happened, we did the same thing in Ukraine. Everybody pulled up and they left. Same thing with China; they pulled up and left.
Wow.
So we assume something will happen shortly in Syria as well as Ukraine. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I trade the chart and not the news. And I know that anything, any instability there will bring either opportunity because sometimes it scares people
Mm-hmm.
initially,
Yep.
but usually these things are
Volatility.
very
Yeah.
bullish. Yes, and it's just a glitch, a moment, and the funny thing is with that whole Iran war, is like I was giving these levels already because it's the
Yep.
lower part of that trend line. So I was kind of telling everybody I could be careful, we can go there, and it did, and it was only like a 3% from the middle of the channel too. So it
Yep.
only dunked like 3-4%, and people were like, "Yeah, it's because of the war," and I'm like, "No, it's kind of that trend
Mm,
line. I
right.
wanted some retesting." And look, I was like, look, we're going to pump from there because it's going to act as support. And boom, we pumped from there massively. And so, I'm trading the chart. I'm not minding the people always try to explain things, what they see. But you got to be careful if you're trading based on news because news is very much brought out to make you feel a certain way, and it can be manipulating and clouding your what you see in the charts, right? And can really mess with your trading. So I don't care what's going on. I'm trading the chart because something like a new token like that estate X doesn't give a shit about what Bitcoin is doing. It's on its own rally. And
Right.
so if I would have been influenced by any negative news, I would not trade that one, right? I would be bearish on anything in the market. I wouldn't touch it. But yeah, I just did a 80x future on it, and it ripped 21% for me. So I was like, yeah, right? Because I see the trade, I'm doing it, right? I don't care if they say there's going to be war tomorrow. But yeah, for Bitcoin, these things I know that people love it. We're looking for that weekly close tomorrow, and that weekly close is going to be one for the history books again, right? Again, and so yeah. Also look at the miners, what they are doing. We couldn't be more bullish on Bitcoin at the moment. Even though if we are retesting, it's all that's all like in right in the middle here, right? It's
You saw what he said last night.
sorry.
Trump last night. He said markets are all time high and we're going to keep it there.
Well, Uh, well, no, we're up from where we used to be, and that's going to continue. But Bitcoin is moving clearly in one of the moves that it really loves doing, and that's moving in that channel, a bullish continuation because we're macro bullish. So these flags, these channels, these ascending channels that Bitcoin likes to make that scare everybody are actually pretty bullish, right? They're bullish because bull flags because we're macro bullish. There's nothing on the weekly that tells me that we're not in a bull run with Bitcoin. Everything tells me on that weekly and monthly that we are in a hell of a bull run. And that monthly is giving me some prediction for quarter four.
Yep.
Right? We also see that ugly Bitcoin dominance that just keeps cranking up. It looks like a honeypot like never before. And it kind of gives you, yeah, it gives you a little bit of a thing that people are not selling the Bitcoin. And then
Right.
I'm like, cool, that's very cool. Let me look at what the miners are doing because you kind of want to, and they are selling to institutional money by and large. And it's like, okay,
Isn't it amazing that the consumer market is dumping and market selling into
well,
fear, and then they're accumulating and selling it over the counter to all
Mm-hmm.
their business
it
to
was
Mm-hmm.
business.
exactly, it was
Right.
made for the people, and the people are so scared that they're selling. And I
Yeah.
Yeah.
understand where that comes from because look, if you're not rich and you don't have a lot of money, you want that money to do something within the shortest amount of time possible. And people with a lot of money are very comfortable to hodl for 5 or 10 years, make an investment for a long term
Right.
because they don't need the money. And that's why it's so important when you do your DCA, you guys do it with money that you do not miss in daily life. Make a coffee at home and start buying $3 worth of Bitcoin every day, right? Something like that. Something that you don't miss. And then it adds up without even you being worried about it, and you don't even need to look at the charts, because the fact still remains, if you would have top blasted Bitcoin with all you had at the peak of last bull run and you never sold, you would still be up 40% now, even more. And that's still better than any bank can give you. So, right. So these are things that I think you can only do with Bitcoin, because we do see some tokens, some blue chip tokens from last bull run that are just not that relevant anymore. And but yeah, even those will pump because of former sentiment until they completely wash out, if they don't get their act together and their technology um, in
I had
order.
two more for you. I had two more for you if you don't mind.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I said I had two more for you if you don't mind.
Yes, go for it.
Have you taken a peek at ETH dominance this cycle?
Yes, I'm watching every dominance.
Okay, I got you. I
Yeah.
was surprised to see it above 10. I was like, then immediately drop it. I'm like, it finally reclaimed it. Yeah.
Well, what's been happening is usually what we end up seeing in these you know mini cycles in between the macro cycle is that we somehow always see two good trades a year when dominance drops a little and gives some relief for the alts, right? So I know that there's a lot of people on your timeline last November, on the 4th of November, where we dropped like 7 or 8%, and people were calling this alt season. No, it's not alt season. It's a relief rally, and things started to pump, right? And we kind of expect that to happen sort of every half a year, right? And this time didn't happen in the spring. Sometimes when Bitcoin
Mhm.
moves in the spring, and we only got maybe like 2% or something, and
Right.
all these alts were suffering, and still suffering, right? I mean, they're for sale now, and underpriced things there. So that didn't happen. But what did happen is that when that 3% came down, ETH started to pump, and then the profits from ETH went straight back into Bitcoin. If you look at that in and outflow between Bitcoin and Ethereum, crazy. So people are buying Ethereum too and are starting to stack Ethereum too, right? And the people who traded it, they use their profit to buy more Bitcoin and not any other token. And that's why these alts were like held hostage, and they still are being held hostage. It just gives you more time. Don't be worried about your portfolio. It just gives you more time to do your DCA. And then when the true alt season starts to happen, you'll be having front row seats and be happy that you stuck to your guns, right, to your plan. What's the other thing, Zach? I'm vibing with you. Let's go.
Where are you
Hell
at
yeah.
on Sui?
On Sui, I'm so bullish on Sui. I have been testnetting Aptos Sui. I have been as I buying that floor. I always wait for that initial volatility when things are just out and launching, and I'll just mosey on in there when I see that people lose faith and in the floor. And I was calling Sui a year and a half ago. Was in spaces telling everybody, get some Sui, you guys. This is going to be the golden child of the bull run. And so you got to do it, because the outflow from Ethereum over 24 has been 49% of that has been going to Sui. That's insane. Insane. Number one. Number two, base, right? Number three is Solana and Arbitrum. Always.
Have you played with Nexa at all yet on Sui?
Have I played with what?
Nexa?
Nexa? No, not yet. No. I
Like the deck screener for Sui. It's great. They built everything there you need.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna look at it. I have a lot of things on my
One more time,
portfolio.
please give me the name for it.
Nexa.
Of
Mech
Nexa.
course, NEXA. Yeah.
NEXA. Yeah, I'm
Next.
surprised. I'm such I thought I knew everything. Let's see.
No,
Nexa.
I see it, and I see it because what I do in TradingView is
Yeah.
that I have SUI, and then underneath I have the ecosystem utility, all the
Uh-huh.
tokens there on the watch list. So my portfolio is pretty layer one heavy, like the blue chips. And then when I made profit there, the price is higher there. I started DCAing in and some things in its ecosystem, and that's my plan.
Uh,
And so, yeah, so that works for me. I keep a good eye on these projects that I might just want to roll into when the money is made, right? And that's kind of
yeah.
that trickle effect. Yeah,
If you don't mind, I put it in the up top.
yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
Do you don't see the
Their Google
stream? Do you?
their
Is
Google
this
Android and their iOS app went live a day ago, 2 days ago. So
Yeah.
Zach, do you see the stream up by chance?
nope.
Okay. So is nexa.org the website with the yellow
No,
logo?
no, no.
It's okay.
It's up top. Hold on one second. Let me get the
I yeah, people always try to do that. I can't see the jumbotron post.
nexa.xyz.
Okay. Yeah, for whatever reason, the
Let me forward.
jumbotron posts don't display properly for me. I don't know why. So
It's okay.
nexa.xyz. Already though, I will say bearish on the fact that, bro, if you nexa into Google, there are so many like replicas and like clones and different things that aren't the actual one, which kind of sucks.
Yes, yeah,
I
you
hate
always
that.
have to check your
URL.
links.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
go. Yes.
nexa.xyz, and remind me, is this is a D app on Sui for
So this
Yes.
builder is one of the best builders in Sui. He builds a lot of the tools that everybody uses for everything else. In addition, they use his code, they use his backend. But he built a deck similar to Deck Screener, which is a bit better for Sui than anything else.
Yes.
Because Deck Screener, we begged Deck Screener to update their RPCs. We begged them to go for
Yeah.
Sui.
It's
They
like
did
a
the very least.
dinosaur.
they
Deck
didn't want to
screener is a
comply,
dinosaur.
bro.
We begged Gecko Terminal. They said nothing, and
Yeah.
then he just shipped. This guy just ships. He's nothing. He's not. He's not trying to extract
Nice.
anything. He's just genuinely offering everything for the community, building for the community, and then almost all of the protocols in Sui utilize some form of his code in some way, shape, or form. Not all of them, but most of them.
Oh, this is a
Okay.
clone of
So
Raiden though. This looks a
No, it's
lot.
not. No,
No,
it's not.
you
It's
think it
a
looks
deck
more like Deck
screener.
Screener?
Yeah, it's more like a deck screener because
Oh,
it's like all in one tool, but it's kind of different than Raiden, right?
oh
Because
okay.
the Raiden you can set, yeah, you
Oh,
could
okay.
set automatic trading and anything, so that's very different from this. It's like a
I
deck
see.
screener, because the deck screener didn't pick up some trading in some pools. It did in
Hmm.
some, and then for other tokens, it was catching up on a different pool. It was just not vibing with Sui at all, right?
Hmm.
At all. And so you people who went on deck screener kind of gave like a they get like a weird view, and they sometimes didn't see
Yeah.
buys or sells
Oh
coming in
yeah.
there.
The
And that's
liquidity is not
because deck
accurate.
screener now the deck screener is like a dinosaur.
Mhm.
yep.
And don't get me started around dex tools. That's like the
Even
freaking
worse.
They're like Dex tools or Dex Screener. I'm like, please don't ask. Please just
it's
don't.
you guys, if you're trading on there, please don't, because you're gonna get wrecked. There's so much
Yeah.
faster things out there that can actually give you like the data in real time, and these things do not, they're not adapted to it, and the people who made them are not making any effort to do so, right? So yeah, bullish on these things that are being made, especially for Sui, because yeah, it had a hard time catching up on what Sui and the speed of Sui too, right? So it's not just the different coding on the end, but it's the speed of Sui was kind of not, Dex tools and Dex Screener was not jiving with any of this.
And the one thing that's a little different for this one is instead of having multiple charts for all the pools, it has all the pools in one chart, so you can see all of the orders in one.
That's nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice to
But
see
if you
more.
guys have any feedback, please don't hesitate. This dev is based. He's freaking incredible. Like
Who is
we've
it?
given him stuff
Who
and
is
he
it? I
ships
might know
overnight.
him.
Allfather. He's got a little dog picture. He's tagged
Alpha.
in the nest. DeFi underscore duck. DeFi underscore or underscore defuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might be. I have to look at my groups in the
He's
teaching.
amazing. Like
In
I'm completely floored. Like I've sent him stuff and he ships it overnight. Like the only dev I know that can ship in 24 hours, no matter what you're asking for. So
yeah,
if you guys have any notes or anything you see that needs to be fixed, you have any bad issues, you have any feature requests, just please submit them.
sure.
Always happy. Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you for that. We always like new alpha um, on Sui, things that are being built on Sui. Also, if you want to invest in these things, right, and not just make use of them, but want to invest in stuff like that, yes, definitely. Sui is a place where builders are very much welcomed by the chain itself. It's looking for that, right? And that's why I'm bullish on them. Besides that, they can be the fastest and the cheapest, but you still need people to be building on your blockchain in order for it to be used, right? So they're leaning heavily towards but stuff being built on there. Kind of took a while for that to start escalating, but now we really start to see it on Sui unfolding, like that escalation of things being built, right, and getting some traction with this. And that always takes some time, especially because their coding is not EVM compatible, right? They have Sui Move, totally different language, and so yeah, things like Sei can be, doing things faster. The apps will be built on there so fast because, well, it's the same basically as a rebuild of Ethereum, right? So we've discussed this all before. Why we are bullish on Sui. If you want to trade and invest from that point of view, you're kind of looking at like that outflow from Ethereum. Where is that going, right? Also, you guys, it is now number two under Ethereum when it comes to transactional volume. So wait for that one to bust, right? Because it can do more. So you might want to not compare the amount of money, right? But the volume of the transactions, because that's going to matter a lot here. And it is catching. It's a number two after Ethereum. So that the kind of these things kind of should have you ring a bell in your mind, like, oh, maybe I should be paying attention to this, right? And they are very much, like I said, they're very much looking to outside of crypto to have SUI being used without people there knowing that they're using SUI, right? And that's a good thing because that's where these blockchains need to be. With utility that but boards people to crypto instead of blockchains that are very much more geared towards what's happening in crypto and cater to that, which is cool too, right? But I'm especially bullish on the ones that look a little bit more outside their front door and possibly hop over the fence. Let's go. Also, I don't know if you have already milked your monad today. Monad is in testnet. Monad is another blockchain layer one in testnet right now. Bullish on that one. A lot of shared investors with Sui and with Solana there. Also a parallel scalable, just like Sui, but then EVM compatible. So we'll look at Monad to do some great stuff. Right now, you can make yourself eligible for possible airdrops by milking the Monad faucet. You can go to Monad XYZ. You need to have 0.03 Ethereum in your wallet. It's kind of like that. That doesn't go anywhere, but they kind of want to raise the standard for who is doing the testnet tokens, right? Or else we get all these people just making a tons of wallets and just that's not supposed to, that's not how we're supposed to do things. And three previous Ethereum transactions, and then you can do every 6 hours. You can get some Monad tokens. You can mint NFTs. You can actually mint NFTs on Atlantis. That's going to be their DEX. And when you get those NFTs, you might be eligible for an airdrop from Atlantis itself. And so yeah, go ahead and test the net, right? And if you do that a lot, you're possibly getting rewarded with airdrops. And I do have to say possibly because they are going to reward the people that did a lot more with a lot more airdrops. Like from CE, I had a decent amount of airdrops. So you might want to go ahead and look at these things. Also, if you're not doing it for the airdrop, you might still want to go ahead and spend a few hours in a week or something um, over the week to see what Monad is all about and start moving a little bit on that testnet. So when it goes main, you already know and identify the utility on there because it is EVM compatible. So quickly, utility will be going main with that blockchain going main. And it means that that utility still needs to have its listings, still needs to have everything there too, just like early utility on Sui. But we could get to identify those already in the testnet, right? It's pretty clear which ones are going main with Monad. So you can identify those, and then when it's happening, you can choose to add that to your portfolio or not, right? But that's how you get to have the alpha on early utility. Front row seats there on Monad. Let's go. Are you still milking that faucet tick?
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was the first
Hell
thing I
yeah.
did when I logged in. Yeah, so first I kind of have a routine. I go on monad.xyz. I hit that faucet. I log into X and my Discord account. And right now I hold more than 5 in that wallet. So when I do that, I just maxed out. Then I go to a priori, and which is stake.apr.io. You go ahead and connect wallet to that one, and then on this one I can, let me see, if I go to withdrawals, well actually first I'm going to stake, so I'm going to go I'm going to stake 2 monad real quick and go like that. This is going to stake them to free up some space in my wallet. I can go to withdrawals, and then what I do is I initiate the unstaking of another one. So I have 4.8 right here ready to claim and 1.2 ready to claim. So I highlight those, and that's 6 monad. I can claim those. So I just staked 2 monad, but right now I'm unstaking 6 monad that I had staked yesterday or the day before. So by doing that, I can like basically accumulate more by staking them to free up space in my wallet. Then I go ahead, hit the faucet, get some more airdrop to my wallet, and then the next day or whenever I want, a couple days later, I'll go unstake them. Another one I hit then after I do that is Kinsu.xyz. They have a faucet. I go ahead and connect Discord. This all just takes a second. Like literally the whole thing, I'm usually done with it in about 2 minutes to hit all the faucets and get. It's usually about 2.5 monad, I think, when it's all said and done.
Yes, so can I give a little bit of a disclaimer here? Because
Yes.
this, you know, it is also very much, sometimes we're hoarding some monad because we want to do some bigger things on the testnet, but the testnet tokens will not be translated to main tokens.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really test tokens and they are to be used to test the net. You can launch meme tokens, straight meme tokens, launch NFT collections, mint NFT collections, anything that you can do in crypto, open a liquidity pool,
Mm-hmm.
right, that kind, etc. Borrowing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Everything that you can do on a blockchain, you can do on a testnet, and they kind of want you to. So these testnet tokens are not going to have any value when they go main, right? So
Right.
it's all paper trading, what you do, and it's very interesting. We had some interesting experiments with launching our own tokens on there, which was very fun. You can go ahead and launch a meme token and go through the process of launch, right? And because it's all testnet. And actually, people want you to launch tokens because people want to make transactions. So they kind of need these tokens to be created, so everybody can start moving on, get the blockchain moving in transactions. So that is all needed. So yeah, that was just my disclaimer. Don't think that these testnet tokens are worth anything. They're worth
Mm-hmm.
just testing right now. They will
Right.
never get any value when it goes main. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you don't need to hoard them.
I had been accumulating them because I had originally it was because I wanted to save up 5 monad to get that one mint, and then after I did that, it was kind of like the process of saving more monad just kind of like became a natural thing because I had got used to the staking and unstaking, and then just from for whatever reason, just not testing the net as enough. They were just accumulating. So I wasn't actively like trying
Which are
to.
also transactions, right? Because when
Hmm.
you anytime you interact, you make
Yeah,
that transaction. It's adding. Um, but yeah, if you want to
I
position
found
yourself,
something.
but if you want to be very strategic about it, you guys, you can go to Layer Hub
Yeah.
XYZ, punch in your Monad wallet and the Monad testnet, and then it kind of gives you where you are at in comparison to other wallets, right? And then and it also has some metrics there that can make you more bullish, and that is like yes, the contracts, the different contracts you're interacting with, and that's where we see that buying a meme token here and there is really helpful because these are different contracts too. And so, right, I did a lot of Atlantis, so my transaction count is pretty much higher than the contract interactions. So sometimes I can win a little bit more there, position myself better for these possible airdrops, right? And start to look for other contracts. And usually, what I do is like do these meme tokens because you need to buy the meme token is one transaction, and then you sell the meme token is then you need to approve the token, that's one transaction, and sell the token, that's one more. So
Hmm.
we're just interacting with a meme token, you get to have three transactions. So, right, bang for the buck for your energy there. So, if you want to be quick about it, just go buy some different meme tokens here and there and just rake up your transactions and your different contract interaction so you can be more bullish. I see that I pulled up a little, even though it's still not updated on a layer hub. I'm back at my pole position of 0.05%, and I'm better than 150,000
You know what?
wallets. So,
Yo, I
yeah.
heard. I hope that it's not true, but I heard that only 180,000 people are gonna receive airdrop. I hope that that's just. I don't know why
No,
someone would make
well,
that up, but that's what I saw. Someone post. They said,
no,
mm-hmm.
that's kind of they kind of look at previous things with airdrops and they kind of right. So you really want to be as best as you can, and I mean I got huge amount of airdrops from CE because I was like testing it heavily too, but it was kind of fun for me to do as well,
Yeah.
right? It was kind of fun because I kind of also wanted to find out what would be the utility on there, right? How could I take front row seats with my investments later on with this and moving on CE? So if I ever need to be on that ecosystem, I'm much trained to be on there already, because the more you test, the more comfortable you're getting moving on the blockchain. And so you're going to be front running just in behavior and knowledge. You're front running a lot of people. And all it takes is like 5 minutes a day of your time. I have a cup of coffee in the morning and I start doing this a little bit here and there. And then on Layer Hub, right, you can get some alpha on how good you are. And it really, you can rake up interactions pretty quickly here too, right? So the Atlantis, I have like 20 Atlantis mints already. I have three legendary ones. I'm hoping I'm getting some airdrop from there too. For me, it's at this point kind of a sport, right? Because I mean, it's nice to have some extra money from all of this, but it's kind of like I get competitive with these things and I like it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Swap, swap,
So,
swap.
so when I go onto Layer Hub, it says that I'm in 0.16% better than what how these the three how many is this is it 30 300 million, so 306 million out of 307 million. And so when I chat GPT that to see what my rank is, it says I'm in 481,000 67th place. So there's a half a million people ahead of me. Is
Yes,
that
but
accurate?
only it could be. Yeah. I think so, because you can look on when you look on your Layer Hub leaderboard,
Uh-huh.
that should
That's
approximately be the difference.
oh yeah. Layer Hub leaderboard. There is
The
no
wallet
way.
info, and then next
Yeah.
to it, right in the blue area, it will give you a Layer Hub leaderboard.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm number 153,210.
Jesus. That's
But look,
crazy.
if
Mhm.
you see, if you let's break this down, why don't we, right? Once we're on the topic now. So you can then have underneath there is your top, your wallet is in the top some percent, and then
Mhm.
it breaks down into interactions.
Mhm.
And the interactions for me are I'm very bullish with my interactions because that's 0.04. My contract interactions are also 0.04. Uh, um, and then your wallet balance counts as something. And then you look and you see active days in a row and active weeks. And so you can pretty much tell where you could be a little bit more bullish, right? And sometimes it's just time. Time is time. I cannot add more days to when I was active. That just goes by day by day. So the more consistent you are, if I be more consistent, which I am, and I do this for 2 weeks more, I'll be sub 100K, because some people are not doing it consecutively. Some people are stopping at one point. So do not get discouraged by being so high. You can get there pretty quickly, because a lot of people are giving up on that stuff all the time, right? And by and large, so you
Mhm.
just stay bullish on yourself to do these transactions, right? Or start upping that, like, hey, I'm going to do 40 on daily or 50.
Mhm.
I mean, that's quickly done to a cup of coffee and boo boo, And a lot of people are just going to give up, and you're going to bypass all these people and then haul straight to that. I kind of want to be in the 0.01%, because, like I said, for me at this point, it's a challenge in a sport. But yeah, you can actually see and spot where you could be a little bit more bullish. And some things you cannot control, like the days and the weeks, but you do control the transaction count, and you do control the interaction with the contracts.
Mhm.
So I clearly see that I have more transactions. So kind of, if I want to be better, I kind of need to focus on making more transactions with different contracts, right?
Mhm.
And so that's why I started moving a little bit to these meme tokens, which gives me 3 transactions per meme token and different contracts, right? And so yeah, so you could do like you could do 10 or 20 meme tokens trading back to back quickly, and have like 20 different contract interactions, which then lifts me up, right? So you can start to manipulate that a little bit. But
Mhm.
yeah, there is really no way of knowing how they are gonna go about it, but they are gonna reward the people who did a lot. They get the most, right?
Mhm.
That is always they reward the people who really were into testing the net. So that they should be, right. They should be.
Yeah.
Just how
Damn.
much that's gonna be, we don't know. Have no clue, right? No clue here on what
Hmm.
that's gonna look like. But yeah, you guys.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Well, I have to close the space. Hope you will agree with me.
Okay. Yeah.
Because yep, I'm actually I cannot be in the crypto lamb. I'm very sorry, but I cannot be in crypto moonlight in the morning. I gotta run out early because we made some plans that we kind of need to leave the house at 6 a.m. Crazy, and so yeah, we're gonna make a day out of it tomorrow. But yeah, it's gonna have us being up early and doing stuff. So I'm gonna have to close the space. Let's do this number again that I wrote, maybe in a different way. All right, let's hear it. Let's go. Feeling bold, got my keys in the vault, and my heart I don't know how this one is going. From the mantle to the stars, I'm riding this flow. You're my top trade, baby. Let the whole world know. Candlesticks are burning green across the screen. You're my bull run fantasy, living out my dream. No rug pulls here, just a vibe so true. I'm stacking all my love, cause I'm bullish on you. Oh, the charts are spiking and I'm feeling the heat. You'll fall in love on this blockchain beat. You're my rare mint one, I can't ignore. Give me that deep love, I'm ready for more. Bullish on you, I'm all in, no doubt. You're my crypto spark, what this heart's about. From the low to the highs, we're riding. All right, you guys, thank you for coming again. I'm gonna figure this song out a little bit more. But yes, no what's the ticker on Sundays, you guys. So we'll see you back on Monday. Let's hope for Bitcoin to get its act together and start pumping to the moon
Very
really
nice.
quickly. Yeah, start to reclaim some floors here and just go and haul. I'm 65% for that, right? And so, yeah, let's go. Let's have a good time. Thank you, everybody, for coming on the live streams. And yeah, take it from here.
Yes. Thank you again, you guys. We will see you tomorrow. And yeah, thanks again.
Stay bullish.
Stay
Let's
bullish, my
go.
friends. Let's go.